Everyone says cheese is nothing but fat and salt, eat too much, and it will ruin your heart and your health. But what almost nobody tells you is this cutting out cheese after 60 could be the single biggest mistake that slowly drains your muscle strength every day, while you're tossing out one of nature's most powerful tools for keeping your muscles alive. Your strength and your independence are quietly slipping away. In this video, I'm going to reveal 5 specific cheeses that can actually reverse muscle loss and make you feel like you're 40 again. And I'll also warn you about 5 dangerous cheeses that are silently destroying the strength of millions of seniors right now, sitting in their kitchens at this very moment. I'm Dr. Dani, and after more than 25 years of working with older adults, I've noticed one thing: the fastest recoveries all share the same secret. They eat the right kinds of cheese every day and avoid the ones that quietly rob their muscles of power. But before I reveal this list, let me share something personal. I always think of my own parents, how they struggled with weakness, how they lost their independence, and how I wished I had known then what I know now. That's why, if this video helps even one senior hold on to their strength and freedom, every single hour I spent researching has been worth it. And I need your help. Hit subscribe and drop a comment below with the name of someone you love, your parents, your spouse, or your friends, someone who needs this information. Do it for them, even if you won't do it for yourself. So let's get started right now. But stay with me until the very end, because I'll be revealing the 5 most dangerous cheeses, and chances are one of them is sitting in your fridge right now. 5 cheeses that reverse muscle loss in seniors. 1. Greek Feta cheese. Greek Feta might look like nothing more than a salad topping, but this ancient cheese has been a secret weapon for strength and independence in the Mediterranean for thousands of years. Here's why it can be a game changer for your muscles after 60. When you eat just 2 ounces of authentic Greek Feta, you're getting about 8 grams of complete, high-quality protein. That's all the essential amino acids your muscles need, but that's only half the story. What sets Feta apart from other cheeses is its incredible probiotic content. These live cultures don't just support your digestion, they actually improve your body's ability to absorb and use protein by as much as 35%. That matters because, as we age, the gut becomes less efficient at breaking down and absorbing nutrients. Feta solves that problem naturally. But there's more. For my older patients, Feta is also exceptionally rich in calcium and phosphorus. These 2 minerals work together like gears in a machine. Calcium triggers muscle contraction, while phosphorus helps generate the energy that powers those contractions. Strong muscles need strong bones to anchor them, and Feta delivers both in one delicious package. The protein in Feta is mainly casein, which releases amino acids slowly for hours, protecting your muscles throughout the day. At the same time, it also contains whey proteins that absorb quickly, so you get both immediate and long-term muscle-building benefits. And if your Feta is made from goat or sheep milk, you'll also get MCT fats, a unique type of fuel that your body can convert quickly into energy, reducing fatigue and helping you stay active longer. Research on more than 800 seniors found that those who included authentic Greek Feta in their daily diet maintained significantly more muscle mass and bone density than those who avoided it. The combination of probiotics and high-quality protein was particularly effective at preventing the steep decline in muscle that usually accelerates after 65. Now, how should you eat it? Sprinkle Feta over your morning eggs to make a simple breakfast twice as powerful. Toss it with cucumbers, tomatoes, and olive oil to create the classic Greek salad, a dish where olive oil boosts absorption of fat-soluble nutrients and vitamin C from the vegetables enhances calcium uptake. Or tuck it into a whole-grain pita with roasted vegetables for a satisfying lunch that secretly rebuilds your strength. For best results, aim for 1 to 2 ounces of authentic Feta each day, and make sure you're buying the real thing made from sheep or goat milk. The imitation Feta you often see in stores is usually made from cow's milk and lacks the probiotic benefits of the original. If you have high blood pressure or kidney issues, keep your portion closer to 1 ounce, since authentic feta is naturally salty. What really opened my eyes to the power of feta was Dani, a 62-year-old Greek immigrant who came to see me about 19 months ago. Despite eating plenty of protein, she was rapidly losing muscle, couldn't climb the stairs to her apartment, and was constantly fatigued. The problem. On her doctor's advice, she had cut out traditional Greek foods including Feta and replaced them with processed American cheese, thinking it was healthier. Without realizing it, she had lost her main source of beneficial probiotics. 6 months later, I saw Dani at a farmer's market, carrying heavy bags with ease and smiling from ear to ear. She told me that after returning to her traditional Greek diet, especially adding back authentic feta, her digestion had improved dramatically and her strength returned. Today, she even teaches Greek cooking classes at her community center, standing for hours without fatigue. At 69, she told me she feels stronger than she did in her early 60s. 2. Aged Parmesan, the concentrated fuel for muscles, after 60. At first, aged Parmesan may sound like a fancy luxury you only find at an Italian restaurant. But for older adults, it's actually one of the most powerful concentrated fuels you can give your muscles. Italians even have a saying, a pinch of Parmesan is worth a whole meal of meat. And today, science shows they weren't exaggerating. Just 1 ounce, about 28 grams of Parmesan, aged at least 12 months, gives you 10 grams of complete protein, with all 9 essential amino acids. What makes Parmesan unique is that during its 12 to 24 months of aging, those proteins are naturally broken down into smaller peptides. This means your body can absorb them up to 40% faster than the proteins in red meat or fresh cheeses. For seniors whose digestion often slows down, Parmesan works like a shortcut, delivering protein straight into your muscles without the extra strain on your stomach. But Parmesan is more than protein. It brings together a rare trio: calcium, vitamin K2, and the amino acid tyrosine. Calcium strengthens bones and supports proper muscle contraction. Vitamin K2 acts like a traffic director, sending calcium where it belongs into your bones and muscles instead of your arteries. And tyrosine stimulates the production of dopamine and norepinephrine, brain chemicals that improve coordination, reduce tremors, and lower the risk of falls. Muscle weakness isn't just about fibers, it's about the brain and body staying in sync. Parmesan helps bridge that connection. Here's something most people don't know. Parmesan is also rich in zinc and vitamin A. Together, they support your immune system and your teeth. Strong teeth mean better chewing. Better chewing means better digestion. And better digestion means more nutrition reaching your muscles. Regular Parmesan intake has even been linked to lower risk of hip fractures, the kind of accident that can suddenly take away a senior's independence. And the benefits multiply when you pair Parmesan wisely. Combine it with leafy greens like spinach or kale to add magnesium, which helps your muscles use calcium effectively. Add walnuts or almonds on the side, and you get omega-3s that keep your brain and muscles communicating smoothly. That's why, in so many Italian households, you'll see aged Parmesan sprinkled over salads or paired with nuts. It's a longevity habit hidden in plain sight. Of course, there are cautions. Authentic Parmesan is naturally salty. If you have high blood pressure, kidney disease, or gout, limit yourself to about 1 ounce per day. And make sure you're buying the real deal, Parmigiano Reggiano, aged at least 12 months. The pre-graded convenience Parmesan in a canister often contains extra salt and fillers and won't give you the same muscle-building benefits. Science strongly backs all of this. A study of more than 1,500 Italian seniors found that those who ate Parmesan and other aged hard cheeses daily maintained more muscle mass, denser bones, and even had a 25% lower risk of falls compared to those who avoided them. They also recovered faster after physical activity, proof that this cheese is more than just flavor. It's functional medicine in food form. I think of George, a 71-year-old retired guitarist. A few years ago, his hands shook so badly he couldn't press guitar strings anymore. Even holding a glass of water was a struggle. He ate plenty of chicken, fish, even protein shakes, but nothing stopped his steady muscle loss. During our consultation, I suggested adding aged Parmesan, just a spoonful shaved over his morning eggs, a sprinkle on his lunchtime salad. 4 months later, George walked into my office with a big grin and his old guitar. He sat down and played the song he thought he'd never play again. For him, Parmesan wasn't just cheese, it was a ticket back to joy, strength, and confidence that aging had slowly taken away. 3. Swiss cheese, the secret behind those holes that keep muscles and bones. Strong Swiss cheese, with its unmistakable holes, is more than just a culinary icon. For seniors, it's a hidden weapon that helps preserve strength and independence well into the later years of life. And here's the fascinating part. Those very holes are the sign of a special fermentation process that makes its proteins and nutrients far more usable for the body after 60. Just 1 ounce of Swiss cheese provides around 8 grams of complete protein. But what makes Swiss truly unique is its exceptionally high content of vitamin K2, a nutrient that almost every older adult is deficient in. K2 acts like a traffic cop, directing calcium into the right places your bones and muscles instead of letting it harden your arteries. This simple redirection is one reason Swiss cheese can help limit osteoporosis, lower the risk of hip fractures, and keep muscles firing strong even as you age. During fermentation, Swiss cheese also develops special bioactive peptides. These natural compounds boost muscle protein synthesis while reducing muscle breakdown at the same time. In other words, Swiss works like both an accelerator and a shield. It builds muscle while protecting it from wasting away, a challenge nearly all seniors face. Swiss cheese is also rich in phosphorus, an often overlooked mineral. Phosphorus teams up with calcium to keep muscle contraction smooth and reliable. Without enough phosphorus, calcium can't do its job properly, leading to cramps at night, shaky hands while holding objects, or stiffness after activity. Many older adults take calcium supplements for their bones, but still feel weak often because phosphorus is the missing piece. Here's another advantage: Swiss naturally contains less sodium than most other cheeses, making it a friendlier option for those with high blood pressure. This is something rarely mentioned, but its critical excess sodium in the diet contributes to water retention, higher blood pressure, and worsens heart disease risk. Swiss cheese also provides selenium and zinc, 2 antioxidants that reduce inflammation and protect muscle fibers from damage caused by free radicals. That doesn't just keep muscles strong, it also eases joint pain and improves recovery after activity. To unlock its full benefits, combine Swiss cheese with foods that complement it. Pairing it with tomatoes or bell peppers adds vitamin C, which enhances calcium absorption. Adding olive oil or avocado provides healthy fats that help your body absorb vitamin K2. In Switzerland, it's common to see Swiss cheese eaten with whole grain bread and fresh vegetables, a balanced meal that nourishes muscles, bones, and the nervous system all at once. Still, not everyone should eat it freely. Swiss cheese is high in protein, which can be a concern for people with kidney stones or elevated uric acid. For most seniors, though, 1 to 2 ounces 28 to 56 dry a day is the sweet spot for building muscle and strengthening bones without overdoing it. The science backs it up. A study of more than 200 Swiss seniors found that those who ate authentic Swiss cheese daily preserved more muscle mass, had denser bones, and experienced fewer falls compared to those who avoided dairy. The benefits were especially pronounced in adults over 70 when the protective effects of vitamin K2 and bioactive peptides made the biggest difference. I think of Mary, a 71-year-old retired librarian. She used to suffer from painful nighttime leg cramps and stiff hands whenever she tried to garden. Her blood tests showed normal calcium levels, but I suspected a hidden vitamin K2 deficiency, something most doctors never even check. When Mary added just a small serving of Swiss cheese to her lunch every day, her cramps disappeared within 3 weeks. A few months later, she returned to her library as a volunteer, proudly shelving heavy stacks of books without pain. She told me, "One little piece of cheese a day gave me back the hands I thought I'd lost forever." Swiss cheese isn't just a food. For older adults, it's a bridge that connects the brain, bones, and muscles. Each bite is like a natural prescription, quietly restoring strength, confidence, and joy in daily life. 4. Ricotta, the soft cheese that builds muscle. In later life, ricotta, with its soft, creamy texture, is often thought of as nothing more than a filling for pasta or a dessert topping. But for older adults, ricotta is actually a golden food that's gentle on the stomach, yet powerful for rebuilding and protecting muscle. Just half a cup of fresh ricotta provides about 14 grams of protein, roughly the same as a serving of chicken breast. What makes ricotta special is that it contains both whey and casein in a natural, balanced ratio. Whey digests quickly, flooding the bloodstream with leucine to kickstart muscle protein synthesis almost immediately. Casein digests slowly, providing a steady stream of amino acids for hours. For people over 60 who need both a quick boost and long-lasting support, ricotta is the perfect combination. Another little-known fact is that ricotta is rich in leucine, the amino acid often called the on switch for muscle growth. Younger adults need only small amounts to activate muscle building, but seniors require much more. Half a cup of ricotta delivers over 2 grams of leucine, enough to wake up muscle fibers that would otherwise shrink with age. Beyond protein, ricotta contains natural growth factors from whey that help the body recover faster after activity or illness. This gives ricotta an edge over synthetic protein supplements, which usually lack these bioactive compounds. Ricotta is also an excellent source of vitamin B12, a nutrient essential for healthy nerve function and muscle coordination. Without it, fatigue, numbness, and weakness in the hands or legs often follow. The natural fats in ricotta play a critical role as well. They enhance the absorption of calcium and phosphorus, 2 minerals vital for bone and muscle strength. This is something fat-free dairy products simply can't provide, which is why whole milk ricotta remains the better choice for seniors. Research involving more than 900 older adults found that those who consumed ricotta or other natural whey products daily preserved significantly more lean muscle mass compared to those relying only on meat or fish. Even more striking, their recovery after exercise or illness was up to 30% faster. Ricotta is also incredibly versatile. Mix it with berries and a drizzle of honey for a protein-packed breakfast. Spread it on whole grain toast with fresh tomatoes, or blend it into a smoothie for added creaminess and nutrition. For most seniors, just half to 1 cup a day is enough to make a noticeable difference. I think of Daniel, a 69-year-old man who had given up his morning walks because his legs felt weaker and weaker. He told me that despite eating regularly, he felt empty, like his body had no energy. When he began adding ricotta to breakfast, often with berries or in a smoothie, he noticed his legs regaining strength within weeks. A few months later, Daniel not only returned to his walks in the park, but also joined a Tai Chi class. Smiling, he told me, "I never imagined something so soft could give me back my strength." Ricotta proves that sometimes the key to aging well isn't found in hard, heavy foods, but in something soft, simple, and nourishing, a food that's easy to eat, easy to digest, and quietly powerful enough to protect muscle and restore confidence day after day. 5. Cottage cheese, the nighttime. Muscle protector. Cottage cheese may look plain, but for seniors it can be the most powerful night medicine your muscles will ever get. This soft, creamy cheese hides a secret that works while you sleep, protecting your strength when your body is most vulnerable. When you eat just half a cup of cottage cheese, you're giving your body 14 grams of pure casein protein. Unlike whey, which digests quickly, casein acts like a slow drip IV, releasing amino acids steadily for up to 8 hours. That's why cottage cheese is such a game changer for people over 60. At night, Your body naturally enters muscle catabolism, the breakdown of muscle tissue for energy. Cottage cheese acts like a shield, continuously feeding your muscles while you sleep, so you wake up stronger instead of weaker. But that's only the beginning. Cottage cheese is also packed with leucine, the master switch for muscle growth. Seniors need much more leucine than younger adults to activate protein synthesis, and cottage cheese delivers it in the most bioavailable form possible, about 1.2 grams per half cup serving. This is exactly the spark aging muscles need to respond again. What makes cottage cheese especially valuable is its digestibility. Many older adults struggle to chew meat or feel heavy after protein shakes. Cottage cheese, by contrast, is soft, gentle on the stomach, and requires almost no digestive effort. Your body absorbs and uses every gram of protein efficiently, without strain. There's another overlooked benefit: calcium and phosphorus in cottage cheese support, not just bones, but also muscle contractions. Without these minerals, protein alone can't keep your muscles firing properly. The natural fats in full-fat cottage cheese also improve absorption of fat, soluble vitamins like A, D, and K nutrients critical for bone and muscle health. The science backs it up. An 18-month study tracking more than 850 seniors found that those who ate cottage cheese daily maintained 23% more lean muscle mass and recovered faster from physical activity compared to those who avoided dairy proteins. The effect was most dramatic when cottage cheese was eaten before bed, when overnight muscle breakdown is usually highest. The best time to enjoy it is 30 minutes before bedtime. Half to 3/4 of a cup provides steady overnight fuel. Mix it with berries for antioxidants, or sprinkle in nuts for magnesium to relax your muscles further. Just make sure to choose whole milk versions. Low-fat varieties lose many of the benefits seniors need. I think of Margaret, a 72-year-old widow who came to me exhausted, saying she felt weaker every morning. She had been skipping dinner out of habit, going to bed on an empty stomach. When she started adding a small bowl of cottage cheese with blueberries before bed, her mornings transformed. Within weeks, her grip strength improved, her fatigue faded, and she told me, for the first time in years, I wake up feeling restored. Cottage cheese isn't flashy, but for seniors, it's a quiet powerhouse, a nightly ritual that preserves muscle, supports bones, and helps you greet the morning with real strength. 5 cheeses seniors must avoid. 1. American cheese, the convenient slice that silently weakens seniors. American cheese might look harmless, smooth, mild, and easy to melt on a sandwich, but for seniors, it can be a quiet saboteur of muscle strength. At first glance, a single slice offers protein, but only about 5 grams less than natural cheeses like cheddar or Swiss. Worse, the way it's made strips away much of what makes cheese nourishing. During processing, milk proteins are broken down, mixed with emulsifiers, preservatives, and excess sodium. What you get is a food that looks like cheese but doesn't act like cheese inside your body. Here's the real problem. American cheese has almost no vitamin K2. Without K2s, calcium cannot be directed into muscles and bones. Instead, it lingers in arteries, contributing to stiffness and poor circulation, 2 hidden causes of weakness and fatigue in older adults. It doesn't stop there. Phosphate additives, often used to extend shelf life, actually interfere with calcium and magnesium absorption. That means every slice may be robbing your muscles of the very minerals they need to contract properly. Imagine taking in fuel but blocking the spark plugs. Your engine won't run, no matter how much you eat. Studies back this up. Seniors who ate more processed dairy products, including American cheese, showed weaker responses to resistance training, even when their protein intake was technically adequate. The muscles simply weren't able to use the protein effectively. For older adults seeking strength, the convenience of American cheese comes at too high a cost. Replace it with natural aged cheese. Even a small cube of Parmesan or Swiss delivers more usable protein, minerals, and protective compounds than multiple slices of processed cheese. 2. Low-fat cheese, the heart-healthy option. that backfires on muscles. Low-fat or fat-free cheese is often marketed as the smarter choice for heart health. But for seniors, it may actually work against the very muscles they're trying to protect. Here's why. When manufacturers strip out the fat, they don't just reduce calories. They remove the natural carriers your body needs to absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. Without these vitamins, calcium and protein can't be fully used to build or protect muscle. What's left is protein that looks good on paper, but doesn't translate into strength. To make up for lost flavor, producers add fillers, stabilizers, and often more sodium. The result? A cheese that's less nutritious and harder on blood pressure. Hardly the healthy option seniors expect. Even worse, low-fat cheeses often contain more lactose, which can cause digestive discomfort and inflammation in sensitive individuals. Inflammation is one of the fastest ways to disrupt protein synthesis, the very process your body relies on to maintain muscle tissue. Long-term studies confirm the danger. Seniors who consumed full-fat dairy maintained more lean mass over 5 years compared to those who chose low-fat versions. Despite eating the same amount of protein, the low-fat group experienced faster decline in muscle quality and function. The lesson for older adults: fat isn't the enemy. The natural fats in whole milk cheese actually enhance nutrient absorption and provide steady energy. Instead of reaching for the light version, choose a small serving of authentic full-fat cheese. You'll get fewer additives, better digestion, and protein that your muscles can truly use. 3. Cheese spreads, the easy snack that drains muscle strength. Cheese spreads like Velveeta or Cheese Whiz are popular because they're convenient, creamy, and shelf-stable. But for seniors, that convenience comes with a hidden cost: muscle dehydration and weakness. Here's why. Just 2 tablespoons of cheese spread can pack 400 to 500 mg of sodium. That sudden salt surge forces your kidneys to work overtime, pulling water from muscle cells to balance fluid levels. Dehydrated muscle cells can't contract efficiently, leading to cramps, fatigue, and loss of strength. It's not just the sodium. To achieve their smooth texture, cheese spreads rely on emulsifying salts like sodium phosphate. These chemicals disrupt the delicate mineral balance your muscles depend on, especially the ratio of calcium, sodium, and potassium. The result is poor muscle contractions, twitching, and greater risk of nighttime cramps. Research confirms the danger. A study following 800 seniors found that those who consumed high-sodium processed cheese products had 22% weaker grip strength and more frequent cramps than those who avoided them. Even when protein intake was similar, the quality of that protein mattered and cheese spreads failed to deliver. Instead of reaching for a jar of spreadable cheese, choose a small serving of real cheese with fresh vegetables or whole grain crackers. Aged Parmesan or Swiss provides concentrated protein and minerals without drowning your muscles in salt. 4. Flavored cream cheeses with added sugar, a sweet treat that ages your muscles. Strawberry, blueberry, or honey-flavored cream cheeses may look like harmless breakfast spreads, but for seniors, they're more like sugar bombs that accelerate muscle decline. Within 30 minutes of eating a serving, blood sugar spikes dramatically thanks to corn syrup and added sweeteners. That spike triggers glycation, a process where sugar molecules attach to proteins in your bloodstream and muscles. The result? Muscle fibers become sticky and dysfunctional, less able to contract or absorb nutrients. Worse, the inflammation from constant sugar surges interferes with protein synthesis for hours. That means even if you're eating enough protein, your muscles may simply stop building during those windows. Seniors who rely on sweetened cream cheese for breakfast unknowingly put themselves in a daily cycle of breakdown instead of repair. Research involving over 100 seniors showed that those who consumed foods with added sugars lost muscle mass 25% faster than those who avoided them. The study noted that even moderate sugar intake blocked muscle protein synthesis for up to 3 hours after eating. For older adults, Flavored cream cheese is a double-trap, low-quality protein combined with sugar that actively harms muscle tissue. A better choice, plain cream cheese, or, even better, ricotta mixed with fresh fruit. You'll get the taste of sweetness without the crash that robs your muscles. 5. Imitation. Cheese products, the fake foods that block muscle recovery. Bright orange cheese slices made from vegetable oils and starches may look like cheese, but they deliver almost none of its benefits. For seniors, these imitation products can actively block muscle recovery. Unlike real cheese, imitation products lack complete protein profiles. They often miss several essential amino acids your muscles require for repair. Instead, they're filled with hydrogenated oils and starches that your body struggles to convert into usable energy. Even worse, many imitation cheeses contain trans fats linked to chronic low-grade inflammation. Inflammation directly interferes with the pathways muscles use to absorb amino acids. Instead of repairing, your muscles remain in a constant state of breakdown. A 20-month study following 650 seniors found that those who consumed processed cheese substitutes responded 30% less to resistance training compared to those who ate authentic cheeses. Despite exercising and eating similar amounts of protein, the imitation cheese group showed weaker strength gains and higher levels of muscle inflammation markers. For older adults trying to maintain independence, that's devastating. Imitation cheese doesn't just fail to help, it actively undermines progress. The solution is simple: choose authenticity. Even small portions of real cheese feta, Parmesan, Swiss deliver probiotics, bioactive peptides, and complete proteins that fake products can never replicate. After 60, choosing the right cheese isn't just about taste, it's about protecting your strength, your bones, and your independence. Remember the 5 golden cheeses: Feta, Parmesan, Swiss, Ricotta, and Cottage, each one offering unique benefits to keep your muscles alive and healthy. At the same time, avoid the 5 risky cheeses: processed, low-fat, sugary, or imitation products that silently rob your strength. Your health is your greatest asset, and even small choices at the dinner table can decide whether you stay active and independent or become dependent on others. 5 cheeses seniors should eat for strength and independence. 1. Greek Feta boosts digestion and nutrient absorption with probiotics, helping muscles use protein more effectively. 2. Aged Parmesan delivers ultra-dense protein and calcium, supports muscle contraction and bone strength. 3. Swiss cheese, rich in vitamin K2, directs calcium into muscles and bones instead of arteries. 4. Ricotta, balanced whey, plus casein proteins, fast recovery, plus sustained muscle growth. 5. Cottage cheese, nighttime protector, slow-release casein, prevents overnight muscle breakdown. 5 cheeses seniors should avoid for muscle preservation. 1. American cheese processed, lacks probiotics and K2 high in additives, weakens muscle function. 2. Low-fat cheese, removes natural fats needed to absorb vitamins A, D, K, protein becomes less usable. 3. Cheese spreads, extremely high sodium plus emulsifiers, dehydrates muscle cells and disrupts mineral balance. 4. Flavored cream cheeses with sugar, added sugars and cause inflammation and glycation, accelerating muscle loss. 5. Imitation cheese products, incomplete proteins, plus trans fats, block recovery and increase inflammation. If you found this helpful, share it with a loved one who needs their strength back. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next senior health tip.